Hi Capricorn. This is a general reading for Capricorn, the energy of the current situation. We started off and I got a little concerned, wondering, man, this is going to be a tough one to bring across. It seemed like some hard energy, but the more we get into it, you start to notice this really isn't as tough of energy as it feels like, and it probably feels like right now. It feels like a lot of ups and downs feelings today, and it seems like we're definitely struggling through it a little bit, but you're definitely finding your way to the top of the situation. You're figuring it out, and the more we get into it, you're going to see this is not end the world, horrible, difficult energy that can't get through. This is unfortunately, not even unfortunately, just it is what it is energy. This is one of those days that you got stuff going on. You got stuff going on in your life that you have to work through, and you're just dealing with it. That's all it is going on right now. But actually, it turns out to give you some really great advice from Spirit, and it just turned it like I was saying, it feels like, and it can probably feel like right now, that it's very, very difficult energy to work through, but it's not. This is not stuff that you've already basically worked through it. You're just in the process of doing it right now. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first card that I pulled was the Five of Swords. In the Five of Swords, it gives you this energy of conflict. I'll show you here. I'm using the Light Seers deck today, the Light Seers Tarot, and it shows in Light Seers, it shows this young man, and he's got all these thoughts on his head, and it really has an overlooming feeling of being a romance issue. But it can apply to anything, and you know, any different way you can think about it. It could be romance, could be work, it could be family issues, but a lot of this energy is just leading to me to believe that this is talking about a romance issue, something dealing with the heart and the person that you're dealing with. So it looks like he just got a ton of energy on his mind right now. That's, it's taking a lot of stress. It's putting a lot of stress onto him, and I say him, but it could be, male or female. This is just the image that we have from this deck. So, and if you see there in the back, it shows us this person that's in the distance, and the person in the distance is just screaming, hands in the air, like full of excitement, and standing on the mountaintop. And to me, it's showing someone in the distance saying, "I'm in love with you. Come my way. Come my way." And you can see here that there's this distance. So it feels to me like this is a long distance situation going on. So, but that could be in many ways. It could, this could be physical distance. This could be just distance, and where you guys, the two of you are communicating. Something is standing in between you, and you have separated yourself, or you are separated right now from this person, and you're talking to yourself, or you're by yourself. And if you see on your shoulder there, you have this crow that's in your ear. To me, this crow is coming across to Spirit. You got Spirit in your head, and it's going back and forth. You see the crows are all the way over to that person in the distance in another land over there. To me, that's what this picture is showing. So that's why it really gives me this impression of a long distance situation. But because it doesn't, to me, I'm right now, and when I look at this, I'm seeing someone that it's not just over his shoulder far away. It looks like he's in a totally different location. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is a long distance situation. But like I said, this can apply in different ways. Many times in life we feel like we could be in the same room as someone else, but we're in two different worlds in our head. So however this applies to you, make it fit to your story. But you got these crows representing Spirit that are going back and forth. So this could imply that you guys have some kind of telepathic communication going on in one way, or it shows that you guys are still connected. You're still very much connected right there in the most important place throughout Spirit. So don't get too concerned with this. If you are letting this really weigh on your mind so much that it's affecting you in a very negative way, try not to do that, because the most important thing about this is that you are still very much connected. You're just in the middle of contemplation right now. Contemplation can be a lot of energy for people to deal with. So, Five of Swords was the first card that came out, and then we go in to clarify a little bit more, and the next card that comes out is the Page of Swords. And in the Page of Swords, you see this young lady, and she's got all these light bulbs in her hand, and she's got, again, the birds representing the spirit for me. She's got the spirit just flying around her, and in this, she's looking in this book, and she's she's studying something. She's tiptoeing across. It just, to me, this is representing right now someone that is searching. They're searching, and they're looking in all different directions. They're talking to spirit. They're looking at every kind of knowledge they can find. They're in an artistic form. Down at the bottom, it's almost like she's dancing. She's dancing across this, and even exercise. She's just doing all these things, trying to figure out a way to find the answer that she's looking for. This talks about a connection. So this was the next card that came out that just really makes me think that this is a romantic situation, because you're dealing with figuring out connection right now. You're trying to figure out what kind of connection this is going to be for you. Maybe is this going to be a romance connection? Is this just supposed to be a friend in your life? Is this a soulmate? Is this whatever thing you can think about, that you're just trying to work that out, because you don't know. That's what's going on, is you don't know. You know what you feel. You feel all this spirit energy, but we live in the 3D world, and we have 5D energy coming in and out. So we have all this stuff going on. So you are turning to every where you can turn, every location you can turn to find out information on this connection. And then you go over here to, while you're doing this, the next card comes out is the King of Wands. In this card, you get the King of Wands in reverse. So this, I'm wondering with this, because the King of Wands in reverse can talk about arrogance. Okay, so I'm wondering if this is a pride thing going on. Maybe you don't know, you're battling in your head. Is this good enough for you? Is this, because it seems like you're in a stage in your life right now where you're just ready for the right person, and which most of us feel like we are. But it seems like through this, you've worked through, with all the studying, with all the things that you've done in your life, and your isolation, you're in a place in your life where you're ready for the right decision. So the arrogance, to a lot of people, they hear arrogance and it comes across as, obviously a negative, which negative can be negative. But I'm not getting this from you. I'm getting that your own self-worth, that you're used to things being in, you have things in control. You have everything figured out, and maybe this is a time in your life where spirit is saying, hey, because if you see the you see this card up right, there's a lion standing over this person's shoulder. For me, lions represent, for me, because I come from a Christian background, and I represent spirit as God. So to me, it's God over your shoulder. But however you resonate with spirituality, whether you call it source, whether you call it spirit, whatever works for you, that is right over your shoulder. And you in the upright in the King of Wands, you're used to having spirit on your side. They're right there guiding you. You got that wand in your hand. You're ready to go. You're looking sleek and dapper, very handsome. But right now you're reversed. So it's kind of throwing you through a loop. But remember, when this kind of stuff happens for you, when we come up in these stories and stages in our lives where we're not the way that we're used to being, and we're not exactly, on the level of ascendance, or whatever you want to call it, if you're not where you're exactly at, and you're getting thrown through a loop, these are times when you're getting lessons. So Spirit is telling you right now, that arrogance, that pride, that ego that a lot of us speak about, I wish there was a better, I'm trying to think of a better phrase to do it, because I really get the feeling that this isn't arrogance in a negative way. That's not what Spirit's trying to tell you. Spirit is proud of you. Spirit, they worked with you to get you this far. They're proud. They want you to be proud of all the things you've accomplished in your life. But right now, in this circumstance that you are battling so adamantly to come to a conclusion with, Spirit's guiding you throughout this whole way. You see, Spirit is guiding you the whole way. So you're taking advice from Spirit right now, and Spirit's telling you, hey, We're not going to do it exactly the way that you're used to doing it right now. Right now, you're not really connected right now. You're not connected, and these are the things we want you to work on. We want you to connect with us. It's so easy for us to, you could just turn around right there, and your person, even though they're in the distance right there, you can see them. If you would just turn around, you would turn around there, they'd be right there, and you could see them. You could pick up that phone. You could call any way, but you're choosing a different way of doing things right now. You have your back turned away from your person, and you can see the conflict in the person's face. You can see that it's hurting them to be turned around. But this is what Spirit is guiding you to do right now. So you have yourself withdrawn right now, and you're in contemplation. You're working through these things. The Spirit's saying you might be struggling with some arrogance right now. You might be struggling with the way things always work out for you. And they're saying, hey, let's try something a little bit different. Now, as a result of all this, I don't want to say conflict, but all this strife going on in your life, as a result of all this strife going on in your life, you're losing sleep. You're losing sleep. In the upright, the Four of Swords, it talks about getting good rest and doing all the things you need to do. But right now, it's reversed. So, as a result of all this stuff going on in your life, all these things on your mind, all this work you're trying to do to figure it out, that you're not quite as connected to Spirit as you'd like to be right now, that you're not, as you're not standing on top of the mountain as high as you want to be, being number one like you're used to being. You're not there right now. So as a result, you're losing sleep over this. So we go ahead and we get to this part of the story, and I decide to start asking for some advice. I give the advice that you're getting for, the first thing, the biggest thing is, it's just so much stuff on your mind right now. So the advice that you get the Knight of Wands, which talks about passion. And this is where the story started to turn for me. I'm like, because at first when I started reading this, this could have been a million different things. We all go through these stages these days. Most of us go through them quite often. So, I wasn't sure, but once I started getting down there here, now this, of course, passion can apply to your work as well. Passion can apply to your family, but for me, I'm getting this feeling that the answer to all this thinking, this overthinking, this this distance, this it just feels like a self. We've done this to ourselves. In this situation, we've chose that this is what we want to do right now. Working with Spirit, we've taken guidance, but Spirit's telling you the answer is when you find that passion. When you find, you already know that you love this person. You already know that you care about them, but you're missing the fun part. The love, not just the love, but that romantic, spicy love, that fun stuff. You see this girl beating on a drum that's on fire. She's surrounded by these torches, and in the distance there's a black stallion dancing around. Like, that's all the stuff that we don't plan for, all the fun stuff. Getting to know your person, really understanding them, giving them the time and energy, and letting them love you, accepting this person. Look, this looks like a very unique young lady. Like, this looks like someone that just is really enjoying life, and she beats to her own drum. But the answer is going to be for you not to overthink all the things that maybe this isn't the type of person that you saw in your mind that you were going to spend the rest of your life with. Maybe. So that might be the battle that's going on for you, is you don't know, because you're at a stage in your life where you feel like you're grounded, you're in a good place, so you're ready to find your person. You're ready for that person. But your person just happened to turn out to be someone that's not quite what you thought they were going to be. But nonetheless, you feel the passion, you feel the fire. So Spirit is saying to you, hey, put some of that stuff down. Put some of that stuff down and look at your person. Appreciate them for what they are. All these things that you might right now be seeing as a possible negative, don't. Because that is what has you drawn to this person. All those things that are, burdening your mind about your person, these are the things that make this person stand out and stick to you. And this person, she's not mad at you. You can see it in her face. She's not, and because a lot of times with our person, we mirror each other. She's not letting it burden her mind. She's not mad at you at all. She understands you, and she's almost in contemplation herself. She is in contemplation herself. She's in meditation herself. She's dancing to spirit, and she's embracing it. And she, you can feel, if you look closely at this card, and if you put it right under the card, like under your card, like I did, you see those little stars going up, and if you put them close enough, you'll see it's going right up to her person. She's doing her part, but she's doing it on her own. She's doing it down here with no one else dancing with her. She's by herself, but her mind is connected to you, her spirit is connected to you, her love is connected to you. It's all connected to you. And the fire from her, she's putting in some serious energy, some serious love vibes to you. She knows that this is something that you have to do. And she's not mad, she's not sad, she's happy, she's ecstatic, she's waiting, in anticipation for you to come. But while she's waiting, she's just dancing to her drum, beating to whatever the phrase is, and it's just good energy. That's why I said this feels up here when you're reading it. It feels like, man, this is some overlooming energy that's like more stress, more stress. All this stress that we deal with every day, just more of it. And this is about my person. Like, I'm not supposed to be stressed about my person. But Spirit's advice to you is to remind you, hey, let her nudge you and remind you there's no reason to be stressed. Everything is okay. Just use your person as, when you're ready, of course, go through the things that you need to do. Follow Spirit's guidance. But when you're ready, your person is right there, ready to dance with you. Then, the second bit of advice for the Page of Swords, this isn't negative, at all. Page of Swords isn't negative to me at all. If this is good energy, but it can be overwhelming energy. It can be stressful. It can be difficult. Like if you're studying to, for a test or something like that. It's good, healthy things that you're doing, but it can be very stressful. So this advice from Spirit is that you have a possible victory with the Ace of Swords. It's in reverse here. So you have a possible victory here coming. And that's what you need to focus on while you're doing all this studying. Don't do it with a sense of looking for why the answer is going to be no. If the answer is no to you, then it is. It is what it is. That's what this energy is totally just pouring out. This is another day. This is another day in your life. If it wasn't this situation, it'd be another one. You're a different person now in your life. You're a different person that you take time in your life to figure out what's going on, and you're going to go through this. You're going to continue. Once you have this situation figured out, there's going to be another situation, and these are going to be similar traits that you have in your life of ways that you do it, and this is a great thing. That's why you had the King of Wands here, because you're used to having that. That's what you are. You got things figured out. But Spirit's advice to you is to remind yourself you have a possible victory. It's not figured out yet. The story is not over. You're right there at the beginning of it. It's not over, but you have a possible victory, and it is much closer to a victory than you have any idea whatsoever. So it talks about the victory that could come. It comes from the decisions that we're going to make. The decisions that you make in your day-to-day basis. These decisions are going to do it. So it's just reminding you you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. You see it's the spiral. What it is, it looks like a shell that's cut open from the side. But to me, I see a staircase. A spiraling staircase going down into your brain. You're just working your way up that staircase. But as you're working your way up, you have Spirit guiding you through it. So don't let this stuff, your studies and all that, don't let that take over, because you have victory. It's coming. It's possible victory. It can go either way, but victory is the main thing that you're thinking about there, or you should be thinking about, because it seems like Spirit's trying to say that while you're studying, while you're working, you're worrying. You're worrying, right? Because it's right there next to the five swords. It's it's saying you're stressed out about this stuff, and don't do that. You have possible victories, and that's all you can ask for at this stage. That's all you can ask for. You don't know what's going to, you don't want to waste your time. None of us want to waste our time, but you don't have to, because possible victory is right there. So, and then with your arrogance, your or your arrogance, with your King of Wands, where arrogance can be an issue here. It's you have the Tower card, and this is another place where I started to get encouraged. See, the advice is always the better place. If we're really struggling with some information going on right now, some things going on in our life, just hold out, because the advice is what will help guide us through it. But in the advice, you get the Tower. Normally, the Tower talks about this situation where everything comes crumbling down. Everything is, it's a lot of people don't look at the Tower in a negative way, and you don't have to look at the Tower. A lot of times when everything comes crumbling down, so we can build it back up. So I don't want to say it like that, but a lot. But also often when we see Tower, we get, uh-oh, there's another Tower. That means something difficult's coming. So, but you have it in reverse. So to me, this is really good energy. It's just really, really great. Your answer to whatever pride or arrogance or your disconnect from spirit, whatever that is that's causing that in your life, your answer is that the disaster is avoided. And it's not saying it's going to be avoided. It's not saying that it might be if you do this or that. It's not saying, it's saying that it already is. Whatever the problem was, it's already been avoided. It's not there. It's there's no problem there. So whatever issue you have that you have to work through, it's just a matter of taking your normal healthy things in your life, when you still have to work, we still have to get up and go to work every day. We still have to continue our studies. We still have to grow in spirit, even though, we're dealing with this stuff. But the answer to whatever's the disconnect from spirit right now, the answer is for you to realize that it's been avoided. Whatever the problem was, it's been avoided. So this is your confirmation from spirit. To me, this is the one that sticks out the most. So when you can let that sink in your mind, that's when you'll start to begin the healing in this situation. You will realize that whatever the problem was, it's been avoided in the best possible circumstance, in the best way that you want it, every way that you would like it to come out. It's been avoided. And another interesting thing about this that came out, and I don't know your circumstance, I'm not sure. This is a general message, so go to anyone, whoever hears this. This is the message for them. I don't know what your circumstances. I don't know where you stand, but one of the interpretations of the Tower in verse that came out for me, that I just happened to read because it was down at the bottom of when I was diving into Tower Reverse. It said, "You found God," and I just found that funny because it came right underneath my card that represents God for me. Now, please don't let my definitions of Spirit of God offend in any way. Like, this is just, we're all different. We come from all different backgrounds, but the thing that we usually have in common is that we can find a common agreement in a lot of ways, that there is a higher power, there is guidance. Especially if you're sitting here listening to a tarot reading, you're one of the people, you're a spiritual person that believes in a higher power. So when I say found God, you use your word, whatever works for you. But I'm doing the reading, so I'm using the words that I use. But when it talked about you finding God, so that's your answer too. You have victory over the situation. You already have. It's been avoided. Whatever the negative part was, it's been avoided. But maybe it's saying here the way that you found it. If remember, because tarot talks in past, present, and future. So if it's not right now, if it's not today, it could be something that's going to happen. This is going to be what brings you over that that hill. Is that you found God, you found your connection to spirit again. You figured, and then once you found that, then it's all up. It's all downhill from there. So, and then obviously the last card that came from that story was that you were losing sleep, and the advice that Spirit was saying that there's something going on. There's whatever is really causing you to lose sleep here. I don't know if it's work or if it is just the romance story or what, but whatever it was, there was something that you feel like you had some bad luck with. that's, and this is talking about the advice part of it, is saying this is what you need to work through. You know, put it in whatever words you want, but this is how you get to getting your rest again, getting your peaceful rest, your getting those good dreams back, those things that motivate you to get up out of bed in the morning, is for you to realize something happened where you had some bad luck. I don't know, maybe someone, this happens in life. There's negative energy out there just like there's positive energy. Maybe someone did something that, you know, put a wrench in your gears or whatever, and slowed you down so where you couldn't keep on going. Say you're going up for a promotion at work, but someone sneaks in and talks to your boss bad about you behind their back or something like that. And then your boss listens. Whatever it was, something happened where you had some bad luck, but it was out of your control. It was out of your control. So Spirit is asking you to take that situation, let it go. Whatever it was, whatever happened, it will only harm you if you decide to sit there and focus on the negative of whatever happened there. You got a little bit of bad luck, so you had something come of it. That's what happens, but it's not anything that has destroyed you at all in any way, shape, or form. It has not destroyed you, because the next part of the definition for this card is you get an increase of abundance. You get an increase of abundance for whatever it is. So whatever the bad luck was, whatever these people were doing to try to really mess up your day, maybe they succeeded in that little petty thing that they did. Maybe they succeeded. I don't know. Or maybe they succeeded enough to just really put you in this headspace. I don't know. But whatever they did, that bad luck that you had, shake that stuff off, because you have an increase in abundance coming. So, like I said, you're dealing with some stress. You're dealing with some difficult stuff that you want to work through and that you are going to work through. Spirit is reminding you that you have worked through it. You just, in your mind, you haven't got there yet. You've already worked through it. It's been avoided. Whatever was negative, whatever the situation was, it's been avoided. It's gone. It's been avoided. And you have an increase of abundance coming. So, to me, what that's saying is, hey, let these little petty people think what they want to think. Let them think that they won because they let their little prank, their little nonsense interfere with your life for 1 day, 1 second, 1 moment in a lifetime. In a lifetime, they interfered with you. But overall, Spirit's gonna, Spirit, even though he's in reverse right here, guess what? He's still right there at your side. Right there standing. No matter what these people do, no matter what they think they can do, even if they find a way to make you disconnect from Spirit, throw you off your high horse, whatever they want to do to make themselves feel better about themselves, it doesn't matter. Spirit is still standing right there over your shoulder, and Spirit standing with you throughout this whole entire reading. And the little icing on the cake is you have an increase of abundance. So that's what I got for you today. And I think these are one of those times where sometimes, you either have to look at the cup half full or half empty. But I would encourage you to try to look at it half full. Maybe not even half full. Look at this cup full, because all it is showing you is, hey, you're still a human, and you're still on this planet, and you're still working through stuff. But Spirit has your back, and you have an increase in abundance coming. So have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks. Bye.